Galnet News Digest, 17th of August 3307. We read the news so you don't have to.
In this week's news, faction suspended after Torval Mustopoulos mistake.
The Anti-Club Club.
Galactic News Roundup.
The Pilots Federation has announced that it has suspended the approvals process for aspiring new factions after a mistake was made on Friday. Zemina Torval's new corporation, a breakaway from the Mustopoulos Mining Corporation, was granted faction status without proper scrutiny and installed with its home system of LTT-198. Its aims were not properly scrutinised and its name is very close to that of Mustopoulos Mining. It was also installed into a system that is permit locked and that already had 6 active factions, leaving a system with 7 factions. Commander Dav Stott is reported to be patrolling Frontier Towers with a meat cleaver, and Commander Paul Crowther is in hiding. There are rumours that the faction known as Clan of LTT-198 is about to meet a nasty fate at the hands of the powers that be in the Pilots Federation to reduce the number of factions to an acceptable 6.
In related news, there's concern over how the close proximity of 2 rival corporations in the same system will play out. It seems almost inevitable that there'll be some sort of clash or competition, perhaps to gain sensitive trade secrets, perhaps to build a bigger and better headquarters than the other organisation, or perhaps to fight it out to the death, because this system ain't big enough for the 2 of them. Commanders are advised to be on the alert for upcoming money-making opportunities in the permit-locked LTT-198 system, with a permit to the system as a possible additional benefit. Neither Torval Mustopoulos Mining nor Recon Construction have yet been willing to comment on these rumours.
It's been more than 4 years since Senator Lady Kahina Loren was murdered, allegedly, on the orders of a secret society made up of some of the most influential people in the galaxy, the so-called Club, that also, allegedly, attempted to conceal the truth about the return of the Thargoids from the common folk in order to fulfill its utilitarian approach to ensuring humanity's survival at the expense of many millions of lives. Some extremely prominent people are alleged to be in this club. Galnet Digest is unable to name these people for fear of reprisals, but one of them is alleged to be the head of a seriously large independent corporation. Others were at the very top of government in the Empire, Alliance and Federation. Even the Pilots Federation is alleged to have been infiltrated, with Dom Corner considered to be a right dodgy character and almost certainly an agent. The resistance to the club started with the children of Raxxla, while the last years of Loren's life were being lived out. Galnet Digest has learned that the opposition lives on in the form of an anti-club accord, a small but dedicated band of fighters who take the time to interpret galactic events, work out how these events are being manipulated by the shadowy club cabal, and then use their influence and resources to resist the seemingly unconnected happenings that have been furthering the cause of this mysterious organisation of the great and not so good. It remains to be seen whether the anti-club accord can divert the seemingly unstoppable flow of galactic political and military events that have allegedly been the doing of the club, and what the consequences of their actions may be. The resistance of independent pilots may prove crucial to the future of the galaxy.
In other news this week, the Marlinism Reformation Party seems likely to be reprieved from justice, as the Marlinist colonies fail to muster enough support to get Aaron White arrested. There has been a leak of an early draft of the Bowman report into Aegis. It suggests that Aegis is ineffective, relying on third parties to do all the fighting, and that Professor Alba Tesreau fancied herself as a Thargoid whisperer. The final report will focus primarily on the loss of the megaship Alexandria, which remains missing. The Scrivener's Clan Dredger is also missing amid rumours that it may have found significant new information about Azimuth biochemicals. There's been no further word from Salvation, who has a vast hoard of Guardian technology and who plans to supplant Aegis as the primary rallying point for anti-Thargoid technology and activity. President Hudson has remained quiet after losing 2 wars in quick succession, and suffering the biggest loss of Federation territory in history. The Domestic Counter-Terrorism Act has been cited as the cause for so many factions wishing to leave the Federation. There seems no clear view on the new, cheaper and more easily available Onion Head Gamma strain. A number of territories have declared it illegal, but in practice all this means is an on-the-spot fine if you are found in possession. The police are unlikely to confiscate the drug, and there seems to be very little political will to act against Archon Delane, the Blue Viper Club, and the Sirius Corporation, all of whom are, allegedly, profiting from this new narcotic. And the Thargod cult continues preparation of its 3 new megaships for their voyages of conversion, sacrifice, and transcendence. Only good can come from giving a bunch of Thargoid botherers some megaships to play with.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News. We read the news so you don't have to.